What is up, tube users? I'm the stereotypical gamer, and welcome back to some more Dread Delusion. Man, I love this game, but I don't know how much more is left. I don't think this is the final update for the game, the Clockwork Kingdom. But we got all of the main characters gathered up finally. Are ready to take on Vela, but not sure how much more there is to do. So I kind of just want to explore, finish up a few side quests that we have, and see what else we can do. Okay, so we need to go to the graveyard, and then we need to go back. I forgot to talk to Oleg was his name, the drunk guy over here. Need to talk to him. Oh, dang it! Tell him about his missing daughter. Right here? No, it's over here. Hello. Find all the swords in some kind of word puzzle. He's sober. When he glances up, you see bags under his eyes. You again. You come to throw in the towel? I found your daughter, actually, so no. Oleg stares at you for a long time without a visible emotion. You are trying to scam me. You just picked that out of some book you read. She'll be 36 this year. She worked on a farm in Israel. Yeah. Oleg looks at the wall. He starts to reach for a bottle, then stops. Afra, what kind of name is that? Must have been Genevieve's idea. I would have never chosen it. Well, you use the past tense, so I assume it's not good news. Yeah, she became corrupted. You tell Oleg about the encounter in the cleanup camp, but no more. At one point, his hands begin shaking. He hides them in his lap. I had suspicions, of course, that my forgetting was no accident. We all know the guild changes people, normal people, not just crooks and saboteurs. If you are observant, you see the signs everywhere. Only you can never be sure who is safe to tell. Well then. Do you still have my locket? I left it with your daughter. It seemed like the right thing to do. See his tempers start to flare, and he opens his mouth to yell, but something inscrutable deserts him at the last moment, and he slowly sags back into the chair, staring at the table. Puh, sentimental crap, but... perhaps it is fitting. We're not the queens of the ancient surface buried with their belongings. Oleg looks up at you, clearly struggling for words. The way this ended is no fault of yours. You've given me answers. I am in your debt. Wait a minute, this isn't over? Oleg's expression turned sour. What now? Can a man not be left to grieve in peace? Corrupted or not, Afra recognized the locket. She remembered you. You mean to say that some part of her is still in there, that maybe there is some way to save her? These are foolish tales people tell themselves because they are scared of the truth. Just as a corpse may gasp and twitch hours after death, so the corrupted vomit up chunks of the person they replaced. What you spoke of is only an echo, like a ghost. Besides, what would I do? Break her out of her cage, smuggle her past quarantine, hide her in my cupboard? Then we would both be destroyed. My daughter is gone. Whatever thing has her body now, let them burn it. Now please, no more questions. What else is there to say? Job upholds the regime. Don't you see your part in this? Your job upholds the regime. Ooh, he eyes you venomously. What exactly are you saying? That this was my fault? What kind of question is that for a grieving father? You can't just carry on like nothing is wrong. He slams the table. Enough! What the hell do you know about my life, about my country? You think I can just knock on the king's door and ask nicely? You think they can't find someone else who wants my job, my house? I protect this kingdom. It is outsiders like you, sneaking in and out, smugglers, mercenaries, saboteurs, and spies that force the king to take such a heavy hand. everyone followed the law, none of this would have happened. Now please, no more questions. What else is there to say? I'm done, I guess. I think this can never be made square, but at least let me give you a down payment. Smuggler's key. This key was donated by a smuggler we picked up in a polite and civil conversation. He told us that it unlocks a stolen royal freight capsule jettisoned from his ship while flying over one of the outlying islands nobody visits. The island is only reachable by air, but you can bet there's treasure in that capsule. I was going to use it as a retirement plan until somehow the key vanished from our stockpile. Oh well, happens all the time. I must ask you a favor, not for me, but for my daughter. Take this candle to the missing persons notice boards after dark. Light it and let that be an end. Okay. Sitting in the cold apartment. So where does this key go? Is the capsule in your house? This doesn't look like much of a graveyard. Although this one room is kind of ominous. Hello, sir. Welcome to the graveyard, pal. What brings you all the way out here? I'm here on official business. Yep. Blimey, you must mean someone's actually been reading my reports? Better late than never, I suppose. It's these yellow boxes, see? We've had them for years, but even the King Speaker himself couldn't make heads or tails of them. Told me to look after them till they're needed. That'll be the day. Well, a fair few ticks ago, some of these boxes started talking, and now they won't shut up. Weird stuff. Music sometimes. Mind, I'd know better than to listen. Maybe you could take a look. Most of the boxes here don't talk. You'll have to listen closely if you want to find the right ones. Was there out else? Was there out else? This doesn't look like any graveyard I've seen. Funny sort of graveyard gravestones, aren't they? It's where they keep the Clockwork King. It's where they keep the things the Clockwork King makes what no one can find a use for. Teapots, chess sets, bathtubs, grand pianos, it all ends up here. Some things nobody even knows what they are. Why Its Majesty can make them, I couldn't tell. Why Its Majesty makes them, I couldn't tell you. There's plenty of stuff people give their left arm for that ain't get built. But it's not me to question the logic of our king. Is there out else? Alright, so we gotta find one that's speaking. Oh. Aha! Oh! It's a telephone box. Inside the yellow box is a mechanical console with something like an ear trumpet hanging from the curly wire. Tiny noises issue from its mouth. Yeah, of course. You pick up the trumpet and put it to your ear. Your brain is flooded by a cacophony of jagged noise. Then you realize it's some kind of otherworldly music. The music throbs in an alien time signature. Defiant attempts to track its rhythm. Ghostly, inhuman voices laugh over each other like waves. It feels like a memory from before the universe was made. This doesn't seem like the king's message. You'll have to try another. You have to try one of the other boxes. What about this one? Pick up the trumpet and put it to your ear. You're two people in soft conversation, their voices echoing as if at the other end of a long stone passage. Now there, it'll be alright. How is it going to be alright? Lydia's just gone, and nobody remembers. I feel like my brain is melting and running out of my ears. I know. All I mean is that we've got each other. I ain't going nowhere. I pause. I was washing up today. Did you ever notice how many dishes we have? Enough for 5 people, not 2. Well, helps to have extra, don't it? You know, we can't afford more of anything than we need. We had an extra bed, too, before we sold it. And that cot. This doesn't seem like the king's message. I'm gonna keep listening. Suppose it was nice to have guests around before all of this. I mean, do you remember ever having guests? How many people used to live in this house? Quasi? I don't know. No, me either. Silence and a series of odd little wet sounds. Oi, oi, what are you doing? Sorry, should I stop? I didn't say stop. You hear a grateful sigh of giggle, then loving moan. You quickly put the trumpet down before you hear anymore. Okay. Alright, wow, this game has sex. Interesting. Pick up the trumpet, put it to your ear. An old man's voice echoes from the other end. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? I don't know where I am. Please, it's cold. Yeah, I can hear you. Old man doesn't seem to be able to hear you. I can't see anything. I can't feel my body. Is anyone there? Hello? Please, if anyone is there, say something. Doesn't seem like a king's message. Alright. First you just hear hissing, then a tune of Afra hummed. A genderless voice announces with mechanical regularity. 6132, break. 526, Alder, Bantam, 2, break. 4-6. Voice drones on and repeats. This must be the king's message. Scribble down everything you can, then replace the trumpet. Alright. So, do I need to talk to you? Are you able to figure anything out about those yellow boxes? It seems like they've gone quiet. I guess whatever you did worked, eh? I guess so. So what am I supposed to do now? After night. Okay, so now I need to do both these things after nightfall. Let's go up. The control panel is a dizzying array of levers and dials and buttons, many smashed or corroded. Among them is a slot-like entry port waiting for input. Howling wind whips snow and ash across your face. And so I just leave. The car jams into the slot, but you give it a good shove. For a moment, nothing happens. The whole tower begins to vibrate. Needles jump back and forth along the dials. A transistor bursts into a shower of glass. One by one, indicators of light go green as the beacon reconnects with its long-lost king. Above you, the giant antenna crackles into life and emits a pulse of silent sound felt in your belly rather than heard. The pulse continues at regular intervals, singing a song that only your bones can hear, broadcasting a monarch's lonely cry down to the underlands. Suddenly, the control panel crackles and squeals before emitting a familiar voice. Fucking thing even work? Hey, asshole! Are you hearing this? Wow. Yeah, this is guild business, Mikhail. Oh, you're a big scary cog now. Misha knows exactly where you got that brooch, so cut the shit. Pinhead, nincompoop, fucking Scourge. Listen, we do not have long with this Scourge device, so pay attention. Misha has some friends who have been watching you through the king's eyes. They know about the chief interpreter Afra and her big plan. Enough to Scourge cannot be trusted. Go down Scourge in Ferropolis and find a market trader called Reza. Ask them Scourge the 7th letter. Do this before you Scourge punch card or Afra's punch card, understand? Was that about the seventh item? Appears can no longer hear you. I believe we have seen each other's souls. We have scourged and discussed philosophy. Nothing matters. Scourge this. Misha is asking you as a friend. There's nothing more to say from the war static. Okay. So we need to go into Ferropolis again. I want to see how to get to that island. That's what I'm going to do as well. So it looks like that's... There's got to be something there. And it also looks like there's a pathway across the corrupted lands over here. Is that true? There is. That's right, and I wasn't able to because this thing wouldn't go down. But maybe on this side. Haha! Oh, that's a rickety bridge. No guard railings. So then, okay, and then if I go this way, might be a path across. No. It's gotta be you, right? Middle-aged person, nut brown skin, and an eye patch, dressed in an electric patchwork of colorful fabrics. You can't quite figure out their gender, which seems deliberate. Why, hello there, child. Come to browse? What are you selling? Why, charms and trinkets to attract the favor of the Clockwork King or ward off the Majesty's displeasure. Look here. This cogwheel was plucked from the king's own belly, inscribed with sacred six-fold cipher worn around your neck. It will grant you fortune of some stations. For this instance, burn it while you write a petition to the king, and it shall speed your request. Well, child, do you see anything that interests you? Who are you? Hey, it's Reza. Name's Reza, child, fortune teller, trinket vendor, and listener to many grapevines. For a price, I could sell you talisman of luck and protection, or perhaps even give a little advice about your problems. Keep calling me child, but I'm at least as old as you. What kind of problems? Everyone's problems are different, child. To truly help a person, there must be trust. I'm new here, and this place terrifies and confuses me. I'm glad for your guidance. They examine you, then their expression softens. I'm sorry, child. I can only imagine. There's not a good place for travelers. It's not a good place for travelers, is it? Everyone must deal with the king now and then, and in my long life I'm lucky to have learned a little of its majesty's ways. So I help people with their problems as best I can. Nothing illegal, just advice. I can coach you to file an appeal that the guild will treat as high priority, diagnose misfiring magic in your building's heating engine, interpret a royal proclamation you can't make sense of, perhaps even point you towards a friendly mechanist. Never cheat, no. I only help people find the path where everyone ends up happy. You see, child, I too, in my own way, am a servant of the king. Actually, I had a confusing encounter with the king just recently. So listen to the child. Oh, my child, quite an ordeal. Show me your hands. Reza traces the bony fingers gently across the lines of your palm, humming in an hypnotic tune and swinging a cipher, inscribed a vacuum tube back and forth in a sprocket chain. The king has sensed that a terrible destiny stalks behind you, matching your step. You chase a strange star. Your quarry seeks to exhume the grave of history and rewrite the music of time. Perhaps Its Majesty believes that you have a role to play here in the kingdom too. They release your hands in a smiling candy. Or perhaps it is a mistake. The king does make them, you know. Well, child, do you see anything else that interests you? I'm looking for the 7th letter. The gradual trader squints at you, then glances left and right to check that nobody's listening. They beckon you closer. Who told you to come here? Were you followed? Mr. sends his greetings. Huh, good. They praise you and their remaining eye. You're one who's helping Afra. I see you've got your head stuffed with clockwork, like a good little mechanist. Tell me, did she explain what a cranial moderator does? She said it would let me speak to six-fold ciphers. Ha, I'm sure. And nobody warned you how a cranial moderator warps your thinking, smooths out any irrational notions, makes you look at the world like a mechanist, seeing everything as a puzzle you can solve. Biggest changes will take a few years, but mark my words, they will come. That's why I got rid of mine. Okay, I'm listening. Don't misunderstand me. Afra's a sweet girl. We were very close once. She's absolutely believes she's doing the right thing. Sadly for all of us, she's wrong. Look around you, child. See how we are all the mercy of the infernal machine, which not even the mechanist can control. Can you honestly think that what we need is more clockworking? However brilliant Afra's spell may be, it cannot fix the problem with the king, because the king is the problem. What's your alternative? Reza flashes a crooked grin and hands you something heavy wrapped in a colorful rags. I'm glad you asked. This is a different kind of spell. Interested in place of Afra's, it will trigger a runaway fault cascade that gradually but irrevocably shuts down the king with minimum destruction. Yes, so you're this mystery villain I've been hearing about. They smile cryptically. There's no such person as a saboteur, child. Only a group of like-minded people who love this land and see no good in leaving its fate to an overgrown grandfather clock. So we do understand each other, or is there more you would like to know? No, I think I get it. Consider what you said. That's all I ask. Don't trust Afra and don't trust me either. Just do what you think is right. Afra peers into the sky, her brow furrowed in contemplation. Gesture skyward. Is that normal? She tears her eyes away from the celestial teapot. No, I would certainly say this is new. What does it mean? I confess, I'm struggling. Is it a sign, an instruction, a response to our broadcast? But then, why a teapot? She shrugs helplessly. I've checked and rechecked my calculations. All we can do is stick to the plan. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. The king has summoned you for another audience. Just as we hoped. After hands you a leather folder, far heavier than the last. Here it is, friend. 8 years of my life and the hopes of the kingdom now rest in your hands. Friend, I don't know what will happen after this, so if you do have any concerns, now is the time to voice them. Do you know Mikhail? Misha, he's a dear, isn't he? You forgot him without his medicines. You can't import them without a letter from the king. One of those little perks of my job. Why do you ask? How do you really know him? It's hard to tell, isn't it? The man's a deep river, all iced over. You skate across the surface thinking it will never break, then suddenly you're plunged into another world. But the next day, it's all ice again. I know he's born in Slev. His family came after the God War, seeking a better life when he was just a boy. It's people like them that the kingdom should be working for. Someone spoke to me through the beacon and warned me not to help you. Afra looks concerned. Really? But surely you can't know about our plans, and how could he possibly have subverted the king's magic? Misha's a fine sailor, but he's no magician. There are reports of people seeing and hearing phantoms in the corrupted lands, long-dead loved ones, or even their own self. Some say the corruption can read your memories better to lure you to your doom. I'm glad you're alive, friend. Pay it no mind. Our task requires your full attention. Anything else? I think I got it. Afra smiles, failing to conceal her anxiety. I'm counting on it, friend. Alright, so we got a choice. Go follow Afra's plan or follow whatever Rizza's plan. Both, I think, end the Clockwork King. Or maybe I could just help the Clockwork King. Maybe there's 3 choices that we aren't aware of. But we'll save that for the next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.